Hello. I just want to show a quick tutorial on how to make retractable landing gear. I've searched the web but couldn't find a really good one. As you can see here, I got my Mantis Mark 1, and the reason I need a retractable landing is because it needs to sit up high to eject all the ore. It has to eject all the ore into the collectors that it picks up from the mining ship. So it's just a cargo transport. It just needs to sit a little high because how I have my station, I have these sit up like this in my Galileo space station. So it's pretty easy once you figure out how rotors work. So here, we'll start over here. Let's get this. We'll just make a new ship here real quick. G. New small ship. Let's place that there. So you got your landing gear. 1, 2, 3. We'll just make the front landing gear real quick. Show you how it's. There we go. Alright. So first thing is we're gonna need rotors. We're gonna need a cockpit. We're gonna need a reactor. Let's do this up here. Throw a reactor on it. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna put our rotor down. Facing out. There we go. One more. There we go. Alright. So I like to name all the rotors as I'm going, but if you can remember which rotor is which. So this is going to be right, front, top. We're going to turn it off, give it max braking torque, and hop out. Alright. So you got to start with the rotor. You build off of the rotor. You can't, yeah, just build off the rotor. So we're going to go straight down. We're going to set it up in the launch position. So 0. So we'll just do like that. The next rotor points in, back the same, back in. And then we'll just throw a landing gear on there. There we go. Like so. So that's it on the retractable landing gear. That's how you make it. That's just one leg right there. So you go into your menu. This one is right, front, bottom. Turn it off. Give it max braking torque. Alright. So there. So we got them both set up. Right front, top. Right front, bottom. So now what we need is here, lower limit. We're going to set this to 0 on both of them. There. Now we can set this one upper limit to 45 degrees. Bam. Alright, now if we go like this, we're going to grab that front right, and we're going to toggle direction in reverse. Oh, we just set speed. Front right is going to go 1. The top goes 1, and the bottom, oops. I usually set it for 3.5 because it's going to take longer to move. And we're just going to set this to 0 until we set it up. Did I turn them on? Turn them both on. Oh. Go back. And they usually just start moving automatically. Alright, so we set it to 45, so it's going to go backwards 45 degrees. Now, if you wanted to go forward, you would set it to negative 45 degrees. So if you wanted to bend like a knee, you would set it here. Let me show you. Well, let's go back to 0. Now. Alright. So, if you wanted to go forward, let's turn it off so it doesn't move. Why is it moving? Don't know why it just started moving when I turned it off. Turn it off. Stop moving. Let's turn that one off. Okay, there we go. It stopped moving. So we wanted to go forward. You go. We're going to change this to negative 45 on the lower limit. And the upper limit we're going to set to 0. Alright, let's turn it back on. And you see it's now moving forward. It'll move forward to negative 45. And stop. And we'll move back to 0. And then the same thing with the lower. You set, if you want to go forward, you set the upper limit positive 160. Turn it on. G. Reverse. And see, it's moving forward. 160 gets it almost in a straight line. So, and then, now this wouldn't be practical because you got both going forward. I have one go forward, one go back. So, this one is going forward at negative 45. And this one's going forward at 160 because it's switched around. So we wanted to go backwards. We set the lower limit, negative 160. The upper limit at 0. And you see it's moving backwards. And move that one forward. At a 45-degree angle. You can bring it up more if you want. So this is bending like a knee. And you can see at 3.5 it keeps almost up with it. It's a little bit slower. But what I like with mine is I like them to bend backwards. So we're just going to switch these around. 0. Delete all that. Negative 45. I'm going to change this one to 0. And we're going to change this one to 160. Get back there. Oh, did something wrong. This one, oh. Upper limit is 45. There we go. And it just folds right up nicely. And that's it. You can, after you get the first leg done, you can lock it in place. I usually build on the platform, so I do one leg, then set up the other one. And that's how the rotors work. So they default, when you set them up, over here it says current angle is 0. That's where they all default start at, 0. So you want to, when you build your rotors, set them up so the default is 0. I usually use 0 as the park state for landing gear. And then I set whatever, if I want. Upper limit's going to be positive. If I want to go backwards, Lower limit's going to be negative if I want to go forwards. Then the bottom, the one going in the opposite direction, is going to be opposite. So lower limit's going to be 0. And positive, upper limit's going to make it go backwards. Or no, makes it go forwards. And then negative lower and 0 upper is going to make it go backwards. And once you get these both, you can set them up as a group. And we say landing right front, save. Then you just pop these off the bar. And we got landing right front. Just set it for reversed. Hit 1. And both legs go. And then we put them back down. And that's it. So that's how landing gear with rotors work. I had one of these. I tried it out in multiplayer, but it caused way too much lag. And one of the legs spun out of control and exploded, so I use pistons right now on the Mark II Mantis. This is a Mark I Mantis. I just haven't put a beacon on it. But you see, I just, after I built the straight leg, I folded the leg up. So yeah, let me hop in here. Pop the lock off, go up a little bit. Two, let's hop out. You can see the legs. I folded them up completely. And then I put and then I put down the blocks to give it just a little bit more look to it. So it's not a skinny little leg trying to hold up this ship here. I couldn't put anything on the sides because they get in the way of there. But I think it works great. Here, I can show you the settings on this real quick. So I got landing gear, which is all 6 of my rotors. It controls them, so they all move at once. Front left top is set, at 1 RPM or -1. It's -45 and 0. Front right top is 0 and 45 because they're opposite. They're facing opposite directions, so one's going to be opposite. And the rear top is the same as the front right. They're both pointing the same direction. And left bottom is -160, 60. And front right bottom is 0 and 160. And rear bottom is 0 and 160. So the right side and the rear, since the rear is going the opposite direction, because as you can see, the front folds up like so, and then the rear one folds in the opposite direction. So I did that so it would tuck up into the tail, which I haven't built yet. But so the rear and the front right have the same settings, because they move in well, they're, yeah. Anyways, that's how it all works. It's default rotors starting 0 degrees. I usually set up for parking, and then I adjust the angles. You can play with these. That's how landing gear. I hope this helps you out if you're trying to figure out how to do the folding landing gear. Gives you a little bit more understanding of how rotors work. Just wish I could have this design in multiplayer, but right now it's just not working as well as it should be. They did do an update which makes it, nice, so you can actually use some rotors, but it's just causing a little too much lag right now. Some more fine tuning, and once that's set, you can do all kinds of crazy things. I hope you enjoy it. Take care.